Hello everyone and welcome back to SSB Crack Exams. I am Hemant and I'm back here again to discuss with you about another interesting defense update session after a long time. And today I'm going to discuss with you about the complete defense updates that were not covered from the dates of 29th of December 2020 all the way up towards today on 8th of January 2021. All the important updates regarding all of these, most of the important issues I will be covering up in this particular session. So please make sure that this is very helpful for you and you're noting down all the important points that you find very helpful and which are noteworthy in the examination point of view. This might be a little bit long session, so I hope that you people might take some breaks in between and then revert back so that you maintain the concentration about whatever I'm trying to say in this particular session, and make sure that you please maintain notes of each and every particular topic that are being discussed, not only regarding this defense updates on a daily basis. Whichever important news and updates I'm covering up on a daily basis, please make a note of it and make sure that your preparation is going very well and good. So before starting off, as I always introduced you, that SSB Crack Exams is India's largest, most sought after Android application by lakhs of defense aspirants of our country who are aspiring to get into the Indian Armed Forces, like which include the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force. And also we provide you the complete lecture content, course content and study material for various defense examinations like NDA, CDS, AFCAT, INET, Territorial Army, Indian Air Force Airmen, Group X, Group Y, Central Armed Police Forces, Assistant Commandant's examination, also for the military nursing service and army cadet college entrance exams. So you can even please download the Android app from Google Play Store, or also you can go through our website learn.ssbcrackexams.com and enroll yourself into your favorite course. You can even follow us on all sort of social media platforms to keep yourself updated with the most important Indian and international defense related inputs, and being updated with us will help you in giving up the updated content regarding the notifications of various defense examinations of our country. Starting off with the question of the day that I've asked long back on 26th of December 2020, and the question that I asked was this particular one: which regiment of Indian Army carries this flag? I repeat, which regiment of Indian Army carries this flag? This flag is appropriately divided into two segments. The upper half is colored in the reddish, bloodish red, and the bottom half is in the navy blue color. So this is the regimental flag of which particular regiment of Indian Army? Is it option A, Mahar Regiment, or option B, Rajputana Rifles Regiment, or option C, the Regiment of Artillery, or option D, the Regiment of Army Air Defense? The correct answer for this particular one, as you people have given, it is option C, the Regiment of Artillery. Okay, and I'm very happy that most of you guys are asking and on a daily basis are maintaining the complete updates and who are completely answering these. So those people who are watching these on a daily basis who are not commenting, please do make a habit that you comment in the comment section so that you be much more answerable and you be much more crucial and in understanding this particular most important session. Going through a little bit detail about what is actually the Regiment of Artillery, sir. This is the regimental insignia of the Regiment of Artillery. It carries its motto as Sarvatra Izzat O Iqbal. I repeat, it is Sarvatra Izzat O Iqbal, which can be translated to English as everywhere with honor and glory. The war cry of this regimental is Bharat Mata Ki Jai. That means each and every particular person of this regiment carries his or her war cry as Bharat Mata Ki Jai, which can be translated to English as Victory to Mother India. Regimental center of the Regiment of Artillery is located in Nashik in Maharashtra, and this regiment is active from 28th of September 1827. That means every year on 28th of September this regiment will celebrate its raising day. Okay, so that is it regarding the details regarding the question of the day that I have asked long back. So starting off with the first and foremost important defense update is regarding India signing a $200 million deal for Israeli spice bombs. So spice bombs are considered to be very crucial weapons that our Indian Air Force is carrying out. We have used the same bombs in the complete attacks, in the previous attacks, also during the surgical strike with Pakistan. So Rafale contract involved providing a Spice 2000 bomb guidance kits to the Indian Air Force and 300 odd Spice long range ATGMs and BNET broadband internet protocol tactical radios for the Indian Army. This delivery will of the all the three items would be completed by early 2021. That means by the end of this month of January this might be provided. Going through a little bit about what is actually the details regarding the Spice 2000 bomb, you have to understand that India has acquired different varieties of this Spice, which is actually known as the Smart, Precise, Impact and Cost Effective. Understanding the full form of Spice is what? Smart, Precise, Impact and Cost Effective. This is the full form of Spice. So this is an autonomous standoff air to ground weapon systems from Israel. That means this can be launched only from an aircraft or from a flying weapon, from a flying vehicle. So these are air to ground weapon system, and the last order for 250 of these kind of bombs have a range of around glide range of 60 kilometers, and this is basically an electro-optical or GPS guidance kit. This will convert air-dropped unguided bombs into precision guided smart bombs. So each bomb has its own computer memory. So these can be pre-fed with scores of different targets and different kinds of coordinates and capabilities. And this particular weapon has all-weather day and night capability based on its advanced electro-optical and infrared seekers that will also use their own digital scene matching area correlators or DS Max. You have to understand that on 26th of February, Indian Air Force Spice 2000 had striked a Jabhat top in Balakot. So this is regarding the Balakot airstrike. So at that time, our Mirage 2000 aircraft has launched this particular bunker busting version of Spice 2000 bomb. It has used its own inertial navigation or GPS navigation system, and it used its own EO or IR infrared seeker to do the scene matching over the target to accurate for around less than 3 kilometers, and it had completely hit that particular bunker. So it penetrates the target also for around 3 meters when the ground is around basalt baphlites volcanic rock. So this is around 500 meters to 1000 meters above ground level. Bomb adjusts the trajectory for the near vertical penetration. We have to understand that the launch envelope should, that means the maximum range should be around 60 kilometers itself to make the launch much more successful. Going through now with the next most important update is regarding Indian Space Research Organization developing the green propulsion for the Gaganyaan mission. Gaganyaan is that particular mission which is including about sending humans to the space on exploratory mission. So in this particular Gaganyaan mission, ISRO is trying to think to use the green propulsion for this particular one. So what is actually green propulsion, sir? It is a technique opposite to the conventional chemical propulsion. Okay, what is actually used in chemical propulsion and all? It uses hydrogen propellants for a variety of applications, including the next generation launch vehicles and spacecraft. That means using of the green propulsion is that particular technique that will cause less harm to the environment and atmosphere, and this can also be utilized in making and reusing these vehicles as much as possible in the upcoming scientific scenarios. So these green propulsive materials are less toxic. They also have high performance technology, and these will be used in this particular 2021 year's mission that marks India's first attempt at sending a human being to space all by itself indigenously. Okay, so ISRO had also previously made space grade lithium ion batteries to promote the green energy regarding this particular project. Going through now with the next third most important update is regarding South Korea is going to push for SPAT GMS Minesweepers deal with our country. It is around $3 billion self-propelled air defense gun missile system, or known as the SPAT GMS. So this deal is around $3 billion deal. It is going to be expected to be under the part of the discussions with Army Chief General M.M. Naravane and various other top defense personnel of the South Korea. Okay, South Korea's Hanwha Defense had emerged as the lowest bidder, beating the Russian competitor regarding acquiring of the air defense gun missile system. So Indian Army had floated a requirement for five regimental requirements of the SPAT GMS. You have to understand that South Korea considers India as a serious power and a key partner within the region, and India looks at South Korea as a major partner under the Act East policy. Both countries have last year inked a logistics agreement which is going to help the Indian Navy while operating in the Indo-Pacific region and in interoperability. In 2013, Indian Army had floated a requirement for 5 regiments of self-propelled air defense gun missile system. The 104 units were budgeted at approximately $2.5 billion, each unit having twin 30 mm cannons. There are 4 short-range missiles fitted on a tracked chassis. So why are they needed, sir? We might get a question. So because they can help in protecting critical installations and areas which can be hit by drones, helicopters or low flying aircraft. And as has been reported by various important sources, the South Korean company Hanwha Defense had emerged as the lowest bidder by beating 2 Russian contenders. The decision is to scrap the whole deal was taken by the Ministry of Defense on the grounds that the specifications mentioned are now dead. South Korean company is willing to transfer technology to Indian company, either L&T or any other Indian company, for manufacturing this missile system. Three SPAT GMS are expected to replace 1,300 obsolete Bofors L-70 40mm single barrel and Soviet era Zu-23 two-toe 23mm 12 barrel weapon systems of the Indian Army. And the Indian Army intends and needs almost 5 regiments of these guns, and these guns can be deployed with the forces and can be relocated based on the threat perception. Going through now with the next most important update is regarding DRDO facility being developing a quantum random number generator, also known as the QRNG. This is a very important update because DRDO is developing those kind of technical technologies that are very crucial in maintaining the safety and security of the cyberspace of the defense related companies that are inside our country. So DRDO facility that is based in Mumbai has developed this QRN generator. It can detect random quantum events and convert those into a stream of binary digits. The facility has developed a fiber optic branch path based QRNG. If you have to go through in detail regarding that particular one, random number generation is a critical security element in today's connected world to ensure our safety and trusted communications, as the strength of any security system lies in the quality of the entropy source used for cryptographic keys. Random number generators must be invulnerable to prediction or bias and constantly provide true randomness. Today's systems that rely on deterministic process such as pseudo-random number generators to generate randomness are not secure because they rely on deterministic, thus predictable algorithms. A better solution is to use hardware random number generation. However, not all of them are equally good. Many still rely on classical physics processes that run in an uncontrolled and chaotic manner. Additionally, they heavily rely on post-processing algorithms that are deterministic, thus vulnerable to provide randomness as the quality of their entropy source is not consistent. Quantum RNGs exploit elementary quantum optic processes that are fundamentally probabilistic to produce true randomness. As the quantum process underlying the QRNG are well understood and characterized, their inner working can be clearly modelized and controlled to always produce unpredictable randomness. DRDO has developed a fiber optic branch path based QRN generator. This is based on the principle that if a single photon is incident on a balanced beam splitter, it will take either the beam splitter output paths randomly. As the path chosen by photon is random, the randomness is transferred and translated to the sequence of bits. With this development, India enters the club of countries who have the technology to achieve the generation of random numbers based on the quantum phenomenon. Going through now with the next most important update is regarding cabinet being approving the export of the Akash missile system of our country. Akash is actually the surface to air missile with over 96% indigenization. It has a range of around 25 kilometers and it was inducted in 2014 Indian Air Force and in 2015 in Indian Army. Interest is shown in the Akash missile by many friendly countries during international exhibitions, and also this is a very important update that our country is trying to think in making up approving these missile systems so that they can be exported to other countries, and the most strategic countries will be included very soon, and the updates regarding that will also be provided very soon. Going through now with the next most important update regarding is about the GRSC delivering the 8th landing craft utility or LCU ship to the Indian Navy. So these are all around 8 ships are deployed and developed by GRSC and they are given to the Indian Navy. These are all 8 amphibious ships. They are going to be based in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, sir. Okay, these are all going to be based in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and these are all specifically designed to undertake landing operations in the most difficult beaching areas. Apart from these troops, each ship can accommodate main battle tanks, personal carriers and other army vehicles also. The next update is regarding the United States blocking $63 million of the global terrorist groups including Pakistan-based LET and Jaish-e-Mohammed. That means Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed are 2 terrorist groups that are based in Pakistan, and they consider Pakistan as a heaven, and they are developing in Pakistan, and Pakistan government is not at all caring regarding that. So taking into the considerations of the United States Congress and various other representatives of the US Congress, the Department of the Treasury's Office of the Foreign Assets Control or OFAC, it is actually the US government's leading agency that is responsible for implementing sanctions against the assets of international terrorist organizations and terrorism supporting countries. So regarding the terrorism supporting countries and terrorist organizations, it has actually now kind of blocked the funds of the global terrorist groups, and it has blocked around 3,42,000 US dollars in the funds of Lashkar-e-Taiba, and around 1,725 thousands of dollars of the Jaish-e-Mohammed, and $45,798 of the Harkatul Mujahideen al-Islami groups also. And the next development regarding this particular one, after blocking the $1 million funds, actually the Arizona State US Congressman, he's actually Andy Biggs. You can see his picture here, Andy Biggs. Okay, so he introduced a bill in the United States Congress to terminate Pakistan as a major non-NATO ally. Now, first I have to tell you what is actually the non-NATO ally, sir. See, first and foremost thing, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization is that particular kind of organization where in which various other countries like France, UK, US, Germany, Italy, all of these countries are kind of a group together, and they all sort of are under this particular simple, if I want to say what is actually NATO in a very simpler methods in a layman language, then I would like to say that if in case you're kind of attacking Portuguese, then you're attacking all of these NATO countries also. Understanding? That means any particular member of the NATO is affected, that will be taken as a serious affection by all the NATO members. Understanding? So NATO is that kind of organization that will protect their all defense interests, and they will grow one by one depending upon their defense interests and all. That is the main reason why the United States airplanes and aircrafts are also deployed in Germany. They are also deployed in Belgium, various other countries that are also a part of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So later on, what United States understood that no, there are various other countries that are outside of NATO. That means they do not come under the countries of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. That means those countries, they are there, but they are not a member of NATO, but still they can be given a status as a member of NATO. But they cannot be given a status of a member of NATO because of the geographical positioning of NATO. To become a member of NATO, you need to be geographically and strategically located. But there are some countries which are not geographically and strategically located, but still they can be given as a NATO member. So those countries are termed to be as those allies known as the non-NATO allies. Okay, so any particular importance that is given to a NATO ally is also given to a non-NATO ally. Okay, so this is known as a non-NATO ally status. Okay, so you can see in a very simple sentences, it is a status that allows for various benefits. So if you're a non-NATO ally of the United States, what will happen is, like how the NATO members are enjoying the United States and various other countries and providing the defense equipment, procurement, technology, manufacturing, and all is being done and that is being shared. So if you're a non-NATO ally, what happens is you are also going to get the benefits of what? You are going to get benefits of the excess US defense supplies, participation in cooperative defense research and development projects. So what happened was Pakistan was a non-NATO ally. When it was a non-NATO ally, sir, it was in the year of 2004 when President George Bush was at that time, who was the president of the America. So at that time, Pakistan was considered to be a major non-NATO ally. But until now, India is not considered as a non-NATO ally. Then what is India, sir? India is not a non-NATO ally. India is considered to be a major defense partner. Okay, so our country India is known as a major defense partner. Okay, so this is the terminology that US gave to our country. So to terminate Pakistan as a non-NATO ally, this particular bill is being introduced by the Arizona State Congressman Andy Biggs. Okay, remember his name is Andy Biggs. So he's the first person to introduce this bill. Okay, so before him also in the year of 2017, a bill was introduced to stop considering Pakistan as a non-NATO ally, because Pakistan is that particular country that is providing safe haven for the terrorist groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, and various other terrorist outfits that are causing havoc in India and Afghanistan. So in 2017 also there was a congressman who has introduced this particular law, but in very recently, very few days back, this Republican Party's Arizona State Congressman Andy Biggs, he has introduced this particular law, this particular bill into the United States Congress. This is what to terminate designation of Pakistan as a major non-NATO ally on the first day of the 117th Congress. Okay, so this is very, very important. So this is a very clear indication about how Pakistan is causing nonsense and havoc in various other minds. No matter what kind of speeches it gives in United States or various other platforms instigating India, it is very clearly known all over the world that Pakistan is the test bed. Pakistan is the birthplace of terrorism in all over the world, right? Going through now with the next most important update is regarding India forming committee to support exports of the military platforms. Now, this is a committee that is formed, and this committee will work only on the exports of the military platforms. Until now, our country was not very famous, but after launching of Atmanirbhar Bharat, our country became that flexible, and our country is known to be famous to completely export various defense products. Very recently, a few minutes back only, I have told you that Akash missile is going to be exported, and various other important things are also considered. So under this particular committee, this committee consists of Defense Minister, Foreign Affairs Minister and National Security Advisor. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, Foreign Affairs Minister Jaishankar and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. These three people are only the members of the committee of the exports of the military platforms. Okay, so what will they do, sir? They will provide faster approvals for international sales of major military platforms. That means they will provide what? Faster approvals. That means you do not have to spend a lot of time. If this committee is formed, they will check and immediately approve the exports of the major military platforms. So what kind of military platforms can be exported, sir? It can be including coastal surveillance systems, radar and air platforms, and Akash surface to air missile system. Okay, and the main aim of this particular committee is to improve the country's defense products and make them globally competitive. Right? Going through now with the next most important update is regarding India planning to deploy the nuclear capable Agni 5 missile in these scenarios. That means until now Agni 5 is there with us, but now deploying these missiles is a very clear indication that if our missiles are ready, then if in case any sort of aggression by the Chinese side or by the Pakistani side, we will simply throw this missile on them, and that there will be the end of their history and all. Okay, so the long range Agni 5 is reported to be around 5,000 to 8,000 kilometers range. So this will enable India to bring all important Chinese cities. That means if it is this particular missile has a range of around 5,000 to 8,000 kilometers. What does it mean? That means this missile can be thrown on important Chinese cities like Beijing and various other Shanghai and all the cities. They are all under threat if we are capable of deploying this. Okay, so India is actually the 8th nation in the world to have intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, so this Agni 5 is what? It is an ICBM, also known as the intercontinental ballistic missile. So this is a canistered Agni 5. It gives the forces to requisite operational flexibility to swiftly transport, and it is also equipped with highly accurate ring laser gyro based inertial navigation. Having correct and precise navigation will indicate that this particular missile is much more dangerous, and it can cause very serious threat when thrown and deployed upon any other country. If you have to go through, so these are the two images that I have taken from two different news sources. So they have given different updates regarding this particular one. So regarding Agni 5 missile, it is a nuclear capable intercontinental ballistic missile. You can see this all red line that you are trying to see here, no, this whole red line that is being given. So this is the red line wherein which this missile can be deployed. Okay, so this is the complete range of this particular missile. If it is test fired from Abdul Kalam Island in Odisha for the first time, the operational range is around 5,500 to 5,800 according to one news source, but according to some other news source, the range is given as around 4,000 kilometers or 5,000 kilometers. So generally, if you have to go through in detail, it will be around 5,000 kilometers to 8,000 kilometers, sir. Okay, according to the complete sources that we have, the range will be around 5,000 to 8,000 kilometers. It is just believed, but it is not properly given about what is the correct range. Okay, so the weight of this missile is around 50,000 kg. You can see this missile is of 3 stages. All of these 3 stages are all solid rocket propellants. Okay, none of them is liquid rocket ones. All of these 3 are solid rocket propellants. They are of 3 stages, and we have to understand that the length of this whole missile, that means from the top to bottom, the length of it is around 17.5 meters, and the diameter of it is around 2 meters. Okay, so the speed of this missile will be around 24 Mach. That means it can fly at a speed of around 24 times the speed of sound. Okay, this warhead is nuclear one, and the weight is 1500 kilograms. According to one news source, and according to others, it is said it is to be 50,000 kilograms. So the correct and proper ones we have to see. Nuclear warhead's weight is around 1500 kilograms, but the weight of the complete missile is 50,000 kilograms, right? So Agni 1, 2, 3 and 4 were also there. You can see Agni 1 and as the number is increasing from time by time, the range is also increasing. In the first time it was 700, Agni 2 was 2000 kilometers, Agni 3 was 3500, Agni 4 was 4000 kilometers and Agni 5 is around 5000 to 8000 kilometers. So the correct and proper updates once we get, we will provide it to you in a very detailed and proper way in the upcoming defense updates. Going now with the next most important one is regarding Iran testing its drones in military exercise. So this is also very important one. So Iran very recently it has launched 2-day exercises, and this whole exercise, the full exercise is only showing about the drones. Okay, so Iran is famous for the drones all over the world. So it featured wide array of domestically produced drones in central Semnan province of Iran. So these are to test the combat drones, and these drones can be used as bombers, interceptors and in reconnaissance missions. Iran drones can also be drop munitions, and they can also carry out a kamikaze flight when loaded with explosives and flown into a target. Beyond surveillance, Iranian drones can drop munitions and also carry out a kamikaze flight when loaded with explosives and flow into target, according to a US official who spoke to the famous news agencies last year. Iran has developed a large domestic arms industry in face of international sanctions and embargoes that bar it from importing many weapons. Western military analysts say that Iran often exaggerates its weapons capabilities through concerns about its long-range ballistic missile program contributed to Washington leaving Tehran's 2015 nuclear pact with world powers. The exercise coincided with increased tensions between Iran and United States 2 days after the first anniversary of the killing of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani in a US drone strike at Baghdad airport, and 2 weeks before President-elect Joe Biden takes office. Biden aims to revive the nuclear agreement through diplomacy is expected to be tricky. On Monday, Iranian forces seized a South Korean tanker in the Gulf, and Tehran also announced plans to increase the uranium enrichment. Going through with the next update is regarding DRDO celebrating its 63rd Foundation Day on 1st of January. That means on New Year Day, DRDO celebrated the 63rd Foundation Day. By the way, to each and every particular defense aspirant, a very belated Happy New Year for all of you. So DRDO celebrated its New Year on the New Year Day. It celebrated its Foundation Day. So what is actually the task of DRDO, sir? Each and every particular defense aspirant knows it. It is tasked with designing and developing cutting-edge defense technologies for our armed forces. What all things did it do for our country, sir? It provided aeronautics, armaments, combat vehicles, electronics, instrumentation, engineering systems, missiles, materials, naval systems, advanced computing, simulations, cyber, life sciences and other technologies for the defense. And it is going to produce more and more for our country, and DRDO will flourish, and it is the responsibility, and it is just because of DRDO that our country is standing to be the major defense power in the current global scenarios. Going through now with the next important update is regarding India readying to sign a major agreement with France. So after United States, with United States we have signed the basic exchange and cooperation agreement and various other agreements with US, and we have signed 4 important agreements that made our country to be a very strategic defense partner with the United States. After signing this very big pact with US, we are now again thinking to sign another major pact with France. Okay, so this new pact it will lead to closer information of exchange between our and French navies and other vital defense cooperation. And this also can be at ship level, and during difficult times like conflict, the exchange can prove to be crucial. France is considered to be a major naval power that has its own presence in the Indian Ocean region. So as we can see, Indian Ocean region is considered to be a very crucial part, and it also has very crucial significance in the Pacific Ocean, and it is moving hand in hand with India and various other major NATO countries in providing and establishing a free and open Indo-Pacific. So we have to understand that India is trying to sign a major agreement with France, which clearly indicates when both France and India go hand in hand, then the complete Indian Ocean region will be safe and secure from the major terrorists and threats from the countries like Pakistan and China. Going through with the next update is regarding Tech Mahindra's research and development arm is going to partner with the College of Military Engineering in Pune. So their main partnership is regarding leveraging artificial intelligence and robotics. Okay, so Tech Mahindra will also establish a makers lab at the college premises to promote R&D and provide technology solutions for the defense forces. So this is a very crucial and important appreciable update. What is actually makers lab, sir? This will actually provide real life technological expertise to the CME officials, and it will also assist the army officers in getting the nuances of the next generation technologies. So when our defense forces will move hand in hand with global leaders that are actually in forefront in providing the defense technologies and in providing the latest technologies, then it clearly indicates that our army is also growing and it is also getting technologically advanced and all, which is a very good update that we are getting through this particular new important partnership. Going through with the next update is regarding the small arms factory of Kanpur has launched a new revolver known as Prahar. Okay, so this is a .22 bore revolver Prahar, and this is manufactured under the Make in India mission. The range of this particular Prahar revolver is around 50 meters, and it has cerakoted surface finish, which means it has used which is black and titanium, which provides enhanced resistance against corrosion. It has also wooden grip for better ergonomics. Mention in the comment section what is actually the meaning of the term ergonomics. Okay, so this is actually the new revolver .32 bore revolver Prahar, which is actually developed by the small arms factory of Kanpur. Going through with the next update, and the final update for today that I want to discuss is regarding India signing $2.5 billion contract for 56 transport planes, sir. What are these transport planes, sir? These are the Boeing C-295. This is how it looks. It is the Boeing C-295 medium transport aircraft. So all of these aircrafts are going to replace the existing Avro 748 planes. Okay, so this is under the Make in India initiative. Actually, what is happening is Airbus will supply the first 16 aircraft directly in flyover condition. Okay, that means the first 16 C-295 aircrafts will arrive to our country in a flyover condition. That means our Indian Air Force pilots can happily sit and fly directly. The remaining 40 aircrafts that are going to come, so these will be coming in different parts. So these will all be assembled by the Tata Advanced Systems Limited. So this is actually an initiative. Under this Make in India initiative, two important defense companies are going to go hand in hand, and they are going to provide these aircrafts to our Indian Air Force, and these companies include Airbus Defence and Space and Tata Advanced Systems Limited. Okay, so the first 16 will come to our country, which will be supplied by the Airbus Defence and Space, and these will be in a flyover condition, and the remaining 40 will be coming to our country by Airbus, and they will all be assembled by the Tata Advanced Systems Limited, and then they will be given up to our armed forces. So that is it regarding all of these most important updates since all of these important days. So in the coming updates, I will discuss with you about some of the other most important updates in case I have missed any important update and all. So let us now have a very quick review by going through some of the most important questions which are related to the topics that we have discussed for today. And the first and foremost question is, with which country India has signed $200 million deal for the spice bombs? Is it option A USA, or option B France, or option C Israel, or option D Russia? So the spice bombs are from option C Israel. Okay. Going through now with the next question is, for which mission ISRO is developing green propulsion? Is it Gaganyaan or Nisar or Mangalyaan 2 or Chandrayaan 2? The correct answer is option A, Gaganyaan, India's first human space flight mission that is being conducted indigenously. Going through with the next question is, self-propelled air defense gun missile system or SPAD-GMS is a system used by which country? Is it USA or Japan or South Korea or Russia? The correct answer is option C, South Korea. Okay, SPAD-GMS is from the South Korea. Going through with the next question is, which of these companies has recently delivered the 8th landing craft utility ship to the Indian Navy? Is it option A, Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust, or Hindustan Shipyard Limited, or Mazagon Dock Limited, or Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers? The correct answer is option D, the GREC Shipbuilders. Okay, going through with the next question is, which country has recently blocked the funds of the global terrorist groups? The correct answer is option A, it is the United States. Okay, going through with the next question is, United States congressman has introduced bill in the Congress to terminate which country as a non-NATO ally? So the correct answer is option C, Pakistan. Okay, Arizona state congressman, US congressman who is actually from the Republican Party, Andy Biggs, he has introduced a bill in the US Congress very recently to terminate Pakistan as a non-NATO ally. Going through with the next question is, India has formed a committee to support what? Is it option A, imports of military platforms, or option B, exports of military platforms, or option C, both A and B, or option D, none of the above? The correct answer is option B, exports of military platforms. Okay, so this committee will only work on the exports, not on the imports. Going through with the next question is, the committee is to support the exports of military platforms does not consist whom? Okay, so does it consist defense minister or foreign affairs minister or home minister or national security advisor? So this particular defense exports committee does not consist the home minister. It consists only three people, which include defense minister, foreign affairs minister, and national security advisor. Only these three people are there in this particular exports committee. What is the range of the Agni 5 missile? Okay, the answer for this particular one is option A. It is around 5,000 to 8,000 kilometers. What is the maximum speed of the Agni 5 missile? Is it Mach 8 or 16 or 24 or 32? The maximum speed of Agni 5 is Mach 24. Okay, going through with the next question is, the number of stages in Agni 5 missile is, okay, Agni 5 missile is a 3-stage solid rocket propellant booster missile. Okay, going through with the next question is, DRDO celebrated 63rd foundation day of its establishment on what particular date? It celebrated on the New Year day on 1st of January 2021. Okay, that's it regarding all of these most important questions, and I hope these questions were very, very helpful for you. Let us now go through with the question of the day that you are waiting since long time. So the question of the day for today is, which rank officer of the Indian Air Force carries this flag during ceremonial occasions? You can see this particular flag. It is a triangular pennant which includes the roundel of the Indian Air Force with the eagle, the Garuda eagle, which is located in between that particular roundel. So this is the flag of which rank officer of the Indian Air Force? Is it option A, Wing Commander, or option B, Group Captain, or option C, Air Commodore, or option D, Air Vice Marshal? The answer for this and the explanation for it I will be giving you in the next session. Until then, stay tuned to SSB Crack Exams. Subscribe to our channel. Download the Android app from Google Play Store. Always stay safe, stay healthy, keep smiling, be confident. Always stay safe. Jai Hind.